Hi guys! Today I have a really simple recipe for you. It's a great lunch recipe. I think it's a great recipe to take with you to work, and it's something really yummy. So today I want to share with you my simple tuna salad sandwich recipe. So let's get started. So we are going to start with the tuna filling. So I'm gonna peel my red onion and then finely dice it. And here you can adjust the amount depending on how much you like the onion. So you could have a little bit less or a little bit more. I'm gonna add one medium whole red onion, and then we just finely dice it. And then I have my bowl here with the tuna. So I've just strained the water. I'm using tuna in water. I've strained it and crumbled it a little bit, so I have like small pieces. And now I'm just gonna add in the onion. And then because we're using onion, this is not necessary, but I love garlic, so I'm also gonna add a little bit of garlic. So also first just gonna peel it. And then you also just want to mince the garlic, so just finely dice it as well. You could also just use a garlic press. And then back to the salad bowl, adding in the garlic. I'm also gonna add in a little bit of parsley, and a really easy way of adding in the parsley is just to chop it with the scissors. We don't need it so fine, so just chop it up like this, adding a little bit of green. You could also use coriander, or you could use dill instead, so I think any of those would work fine. Then I've got 3 pickled cucumbers. Again, you can adjust the amounts. Just taste the filling once it's ready and add anything in that you think needs adding in. So that's also what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with 3, but then I'm gonna taste and see if I need to add any more. And also dicing the pickled cucumber into these small cubes. So now that I've chopped up the cucumber, it actually looks like this 2 is gonna be enough. So I'm just gonna bring back my bowl and first add in the cucumbers, or the pickled cucumbers, to just see how it's gonna look like. So now I have everything in there. I'm just gonna give it a short mix. Okay, it's looking good, but I think I'm still gonna add that last one. So I'm gonna chop that up as well. And then once you've added in the last bit of cucumbers, you want to season. I'm not gonna add a lot of salt because we have the cucumbers there, but just a little bit. And then I'm gonna season well with black pepper. And then you could add either sour cream, creme fraiche, or mayo, or a combination of these. I'm gonna start with 1 tablespoon of sour cream and a little bit of mayo, just to add a little flavor. And then just going to give it all a mix to see whether I need to add more of the sour cream or mayo. So I don't want to make it really soggy. I just want to make sure that the filling gives the sandwich a little bit of moisture. So adding in a 2nd tablespoon of sour cream. And then mine is ready. I'm gonna taste it and add any seasoning or anything that it needs. This is what you should also do at this point. Also adjust the amount of sour cream to your liking. And then your filling is ready and you can start assembling your sandwiches. So this is a really simple recipe, and well, the recipe itself is really the filling, the tuna filling that goes into the sandwich. As I mentioned in the recipe, there's a couple of things you can adjust. So I used the can of tuna as the base, and then I just added in other ingredients, and I tried to kind of add them according to the amount of tuna, so that the flavors will work together. So I ended up using one onion, one red onion. I prefer red onion when it comes eating onions raw. And also I added some garlic, but you can totally skip that if you don't want to add both. And then also you can add some greens, so I use parsley, but you could also use coriander instead, or you could also use dill. I think dill would also work really nice, or you can just leave this out, so it doesn't necessarily need this part either. And then what I did is I added some mayo and some sour cream, because I don't really like to add too much mayo because how fat it is, and or how much fat it has, and also I don't like the plain mayo taste, so that's why I used both. So I used a bit more sour cream and then a little less of the mayo. But what you could do is also use the same way, or you could just use mayo or just use sour cream, so whichever way you prefer. Also, if you want even lower calorie version, you could also use yogurt instead. So there is a couple of ways to adjust the recipe. I've enjoyed these tuna sandwiches now for 2 days for lunch, and I must say they are really delicious, really filling, and they're really moist. And what I would like to mention there is you don't need to pre-make them in order for them to actually absorb the moisture, because there is quite a lot from the tuna filling. So I ate mine fairly directly after making them, and they were quite moist already. So that being said, if you are making this for work, I would make it so that there's something in between the filling, so maybe the salad on the bottom and then on the top, then it will keep that moisture out of the bread a little bit, so that you won't end up with really soggy bread. So just a little tip there. If you like this recipe, and if you like this kind of simple lunch recipes, give me a thumbs up, let me know, and I will incorporate more of these into my weekly recipes. Also, if you're new to my channel, then you can subscribe right now, and if you tap the bell, you won't miss any of the new videos. Thank you for watching my video. Bye bye until next time.